Hi there, welcome to this week's Bruins Coaches Show alongside Chris. I'm Caleb from Channel 6. And kind of a rough weekend the way you guys finished it, I guess, because you picked up the win on Friday and then couldn't quite come out with the W on Saturday.
Yeah, it was a great game, back and forth. Both teams played pretty good. It was late in the game. It was still 1-1, and we were able to pick up a couple quick goals and then get an empty netter to put them away 4-1 on Friday. I got off to a great start on Saturday, got up 2-0, and seemed like we just shut the water supply off and kind of quit playing, really left our goalie out to dry. He was by himself. They scored 4 of the 6 goals were scored within probably a foot of the crease, and that's not good defense, not helping the goalie out, giving scoring opportunities up in an area where we emphasize quite a bit not to give up.
Well, and against a team like Aberdeen, we talked about it going into the weekend. Second place, I think, behind you guys in the division, and against a team that has talent like that, you can't do that.
No, you can't give doorstep, is what we call them, opportunities right on our front door. It's pretty easy to do stuff there, and if we can keep them to the outside, our goalies are going to make the saves. They're going to put rebounds in the corners, but when you're giving them point-blank shots from that area, you can only ask them to make so many saves before they dam breaks, and it did. They kept giving them opportunities, and they kept capitalizing them, and lopsided score is 6-2, so not great.
Well, and it's one of those things, especially when you jump out to the lead. It's always frustrating, I know, as a coach and as a player, no doubt, that you get up early, you just want to put those guys away, and that's I guess that's a mentality that the guys that you can't take your foot off the gas.
Yep. Their team called a timeout, settled their guys down. I mean, they're playing at home. We still had 55 minutes of hockey to play, and they came out and they scored a goal not shortly after that, and they just kept coming, and we just seemed to let them come. It was very easy, in my opinion. The goals that they scored were very easy goals for them, and you're going to give up goals, but as long as the other team has to work hard for them and you don't give them to them, you can deal with that. We got to go to the drawing board, make sure we work in front of our net and take care of the front door.
Well, and on the road, no less, it's 10 times harder, especially when you've got their crowd starts to get back into it a little bit once they get that first goal, that second goal, and I guess that's just something you guys have to learn at this point, especially on the road.
Yep, our guys definitely got to learn it. We can play good hockey, but we got to be consistent and understand, hey, you're playing another team's barn. They're not going to just lay down and roll over and let you keep steamrolling them. And so we got to learn. You stay on the gas, and we'd use that phrase quite a bit. Like, we're not going to go to the break. We're not going to go into a defensive posturing because we're ahead. We want to keep going. If we have 2, we always talk about let's get in the next one. Let's get the next one to 3. When we're at 3, we want to get the next one and make it 4. And we really let off the gas, kind of put the car in neutral, and it showed by the result.
Talk about Friday's game, because that's obviously a big win. It was a good start to the weekend, like I said, to beat a second-place team right behind you in the division, and like you said, a good win. Yeah,
we didn't play outstanding, but we played real solid. It was a fast game going back and forth. I think both teams had 40-plus shots on net. Much happier that we gave up a lot of perimeter shots than the point blankers that we did on Saturday. So even though we gave up a lot of shots, they weren't quality scoring chances where it was, Nick had to stand on his head for us to win the game. So offensively, we did what it took. We got out to a 1-0 lead, kept playing hockey, and they tied it up, and it was 1-1 going into late in the third, and we were able to capitalize on some scoring opportunities and get the win. So it was great to see that from our guys.
Do you feel like this team's maybe still trying to? We're still fairly early in the season, still trying to kind of search for its identity, because last year we knew you guys had a lot of offensive firepower, and you had guys like McClear back there to help you out, and this year you guys are kind of having to. We talked about it early in the season. It's not. You guys don't quite have that offensive firepower that you had last year, where you're going to maybe put up 6-7 goals in a game. And do you feel like this team is still kind of searching for its identity at this point?
I think we're searching a little bit, but I think we got to buy into the fact that we're a very good defensive team that creates offense by playing good defense. And we actually talked to one of the guys today. He's just like, I just didn't seem to have as many scoring chances against Aberdeen. And I said the big reason is our forecheck was pretty much non-existent, and we had to play a lot more defense. When you're playing defense, you can't score.
Right.
When you're playing defense, your guys are getting tired and they're getting worn out, because it's much more. You got to compete harder to play good defense. And watching our guys come back to the bench, we were starting to wonder, hey, are we out of shape? And Aberdeen made us play a lot of defense this weekend, and they kind of exposed some weakness that we have to shore up moving forward.
How are the guys doing conditioning-wise? I mean, we've talked about how it's, this early in the season, it's always a battle to get through practices, and you talk about how you want them to give 110% if you have to cut practice short. You just want to make sure that they're giving it their all. I mean, are you concerned at all, or is it just kind of, standard operating procedure every year?
I'd say it's just standard right now. We're going pretty hard on the ice, pretty hard off the ice right now, trying to almost give them the identity of how hard you do have to work to have success, and get them to that level and understand that they have another gear, they have another depth that they can reach, another level of intensity that they can work hard, they can exhaust themselves, and then they recover quicker. And we're trying to get that. Not all guys are used to that. Even guys that played junior last year, they weren't. I don't think they were demanded upon a level of excellence that we ask our guys to do here, and conditioning is one of them. And they're understanding it.
And you guys have a split. You actually get a home game, which is nice this weekend. Yeah. Friday, you guys are, remind me.
Fairbanks Ice Dogs.
That's right, Fairbanks. That's right, the Alaskan team.
Yeah.
Those guys are coming here on Friday, and then you guys are on the road Saturday. But talk about that Friday game. You get a chance to come back to Riverside and play in front of the home fans against a team that, again, from Alaska, not a team that. They weren't in the division last year.
No.
Yeah,
no.
So kind of talk about that.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a great game. They're in first place in their division. We're in first place, so you got two out-of-division teams going after each other that are both in first place, both great teams. They play fast. They have some skilled hockey players, and we like to play the game fast, so it should be very entertaining. And not only that, their head coach, I coached him when I was in Waterloo. He was a player there in Waterloo, so little side bonus there, coaching against somebody that I used to coach. It's the first time that'll be happening, and it should be a great experience.
These teams, do you feel like they have you guys have similar styles in that way?
Yeah, we could. I think they might have some younger skill, more skill right now than we have. But our guys, most part, work pretty hard, and I know their team's going to work hard. And they're in first place for a reason. We're in first place because we do things right. So it should be a great game.
And then Saturday, where are you guys at on Saturday?
Cooley Region.
Cooley Region. Talk about that. Have you played them yet this year?
We have not. No.
That's what I was going to say. That's going to be interesting. Talk about that game on the road on Saturday.
Well, we're going to have to, be able to lace the skates up after playing. Cooley Region's been playing pretty good hockey. They're a much improved club over last season. They play hard. They got some veterans up front that can score goals. I don't know much about their D-corps, but their goalies have been playing extremely well for them. And, they're a competitive hockey club, and it'll be great to see some fans travel over, and that'll be another tough contest on the road.
At this level, too, when you're talking about Tier 2 junior hockey, the talent level, it's not quite like Tier 3 where there's a little bit more disparity between the teams. You've really got to bring it every night, and we've kind of talked about that multiple times now over the last few weeks, and just getting the guys to realize that you can't take your foot off the gas. And this is going to be another one of those weekends, especially with a home and then away game.
Yep, for sure. And that's one of the things that we got to do a good job as coaches of teaching, because a lot of these guys come from the midget ranks where if they're on a good team, there's teams that you do play that just are inferior to you, and you can maybe give it a half effort or whatnot, and that's just not the case. And that's what the colleges, when they come in to watch, they want to see kids play. They want to see a consistent effort, game in and game out. They don't want to have to teach you how to play a consistent 60 minutes. That's what you're supposed to learn in juniors. That's what you're supposed to learn before you arrive to their college. And that's what we got to stress to our guys and keep hammering home that we play a full 60.
Good luck this weekend, sir.
Thank you.